We have a really active chat. We really appreciate your responses.
Yay.
Great. It's 10 o'clock, so we're going to get started. Good morning and welcome to our webinar on supporting older adults with EatFresh.org. As you may have noticed, we are using the term older adults rather than seniors. In our programs, we strive to use language that helps us reduce the stereotypes and stigma of aging adults who are 60 to 65 years or older. Growing older is a natural part of life, and instead of labeling this demographic as a separate group, we choose to say older adults to be more inclusive. This term older adult as well as older person has become increasingly accepted. Thanks for taking the time to join us today. I'm Alex Neidenberg, and I am one of the program managers for Leah's Pantry, and I'm joined by Anna Ng.
Hi everyone, I'm Anna, and I'm the registered dietitian at Leah's Pantry.
We have the video on to say a quick hello, but we're going to be turning it off for the rest of the presentation so you can check out the slides.
Hilda asked a question, do you have slides to print available to follow? We will have the slides available for you guys in a follow-up email.
And for now, you'll just follow along on the screen. Thanks for the question. Okay, we'll be talking about easy ways to incorporate EatFresh.org and the MiniCourse into your programs with older adults. Today we'll cover general tips and strategies for working with older adults, intro into EatFresh.org and the MiniCourse, implementation best practices, and intro into the EatFresh.org toolkit. Finally, we're going to be leaving some time for Q&A at the end. This webinar is designed to be interactive, so we'll have you respond to poll questions and also invite you to type ideas or questions into the chat box, just like you're already doing. So thank you for doing that. Please chime in whenever you have a question.
Okay, before we dive in, we want to start with a brief introduction to our organization. Leah's Pantry was founded in San Francisco in 2006, which means we're approaching our 12th anniversary this fall. Our mission is to improve the health, wellness, and resilience of communities through trauma-informed nutrition security. For those of you who have listened to our other presentations, this description might sound a little different. After some strategic planning last year, we're focusing on trauma-informed nutrition education and nutrition security. We still strive for the same mission. That is, we believe everyone deserves nourishing meals every day. We still have the same mix of products and programs, but we're adding new products and forming new partnerships. We accomplish our mission in 3 ways. First, we work directly with a wide variety of program participants, providing opportunities for participants to exercise voice and choice and explore their relationship to food. Our programs aim to build healthy dietary behaviors and resilience. Second, we build capacity among our partner organizations to implement our products and programs through an extensive training calendar, technical assistance, and custom program design and implementation. Third, we start new conversations and invite new perspectives into public health nutrition and food security conversations. We believe that adopting a trauma-informed approach with a focus on healing-centered engagement is the future of our work, and we invite everyone to join us as we explore and learn. So we'd like to do a quick poll to see who's on the webinar today. So please describe your organization. So we have the option for a meal program. That can be a congregate meal program or a food bank or food pantry, a public health agency, nonprofit or community organization. So please choose the option that best describes your organization. If it's not listed and you choose other, please use the chat box to type in your response. We'll give everyone a moment to respond. We'll give everyone a few more seconds and we'll end the voting and share the results. Okay, great. Thanks, everybody. It looks like we have a majority of nonprofit or community organization attendees today, as well as public health agencies and folks from meal programs. So thank you all for joining us today. We also want to know a little bit more about your experience with working with older adults. So we have another quick poll. What is one of the top challenges you face when working with older adults? Choosing an engaging activity or lesson plan, attendance and participation in a class or program, finding relevant resources, or other. Please use the chat box to specify any other challenges you may face. We'd all like to hear about it. Okay, we'll give everybody a few more seconds and we'll end the poll and share the results. Okay. Great, so it looks like a majority of you all struggle with attendance and or participation in a class or program. And we've been collaborating with the San Francisco Department of Aging and Adult Services and have encountered similar challenges. Whether you are having a hard time gaining traction for your programs, have difficulty finding relevant resources, or a mixture of these factors, we can help. Our main approach is to find the opportunity to incorporate client voice. We have developed several strategies that fall under this theme. Here are our top 3 that we've used in our in-person and online nutrition education classes. First, allow time for storytelling. Second, relate to life experiences. And third, make your activities social and engaging. We'll go over each one in more detail in the next few slides. The first strategy we will cover is allow time for storytelling. Older adults can serve as a rich source of knowledge and experience, which they're often open to share. Allowing your participants to share their stories gives them the opportunity to express what is meaningful in their lives and offers a way to connect and build trust with your clients. Some research suggests storytelling can be an effective way to build resilience in older adults and may have positive effects on their mood and well-being. It can also generate a ripple effect and kickstart other conversations or group discussions. Our next strategy encourages us to relate to our clients' life experiences. Older adults are more likely to learn and retain new information that is relevant to their life. Let their experiences guide you. By asking your participants what they already know, what they are interested in, or what relevant experiences they have, you gain a deeper understanding on what they value and what you can do to build on their experiences. As a result, you are more likely to design and plan a program that will be both captivating and enjoyable. In our nutrition classes, older adults have shown interest in learning about calcium and vitamin D to protect their teeth and bones, foods rich in vitamin A to protect their vision and eye health, fiber to improve their digestion and gut health, and reducing sodium to protect their heart and maintain a healthy blood pressure. Due to positive feedback and requests for more information, we now incorporate more of these topics into our workshops and counseling sessions with older adults. Our last strategy is to make activities social and engaging. Older adults are at high risk for loneliness and social isolation. Those with lower income or who identify as LGBT are at greater risk. Chronic loneliness can negatively impact older adults' memory, physical well-being, mental health, and life expectancy. Social activities allow your participants to socialize with community members, have positive interactions, and form healthy relationships. Engage your clients in activities that promote learning and positive health behaviors. Ask questions. Demonstrate rather than describe a new skill, and invite clients to practice the skill with you. During our in-person nutrition education classes, we have had success with asking participants to help make our banana sushi recipe. It can also be helpful to personally invite clients to join your programs, especially those who are normally withdrawn from activities or interacting with others. Send them written invitations, call them on the phone, or have an in-person conversation. Along with these strategies, we also want to provide some additional tips. Acknowledge physical and mental changes with aging. Many older adults may have impaired hearing. Use a microphone to project and amplify your voice to make announcements or present information. Impaired vision is also common. Use large font and pictures for printed materials. Make sure there's adequate lighting in the room. As we age, our cognitive function changes. Slow down your speech and be patient with your participants to allow them the time they need to learn, process, or recall information. Accommodate for changes that affect seating and mobility. Ensure your room is accessible for those who use a walker, wheelchair, or other mobility aids to create a comfortable, safe learning environment. Reserve a special day to celebrate older adults and acknowledge their accomplishments and contributions. This can help reinforce their sense of purpose and the importance of healthy aging. Organize monthly birthday celebrations. Host cooking parties or potlucks, or just celebrate that it's Thursday and we're in the new spring season. Get creative with food and entice people to try something new. Food brings people together and serves as a nice incentive. Use EatFresh.org for planning new, tasty dishes or recipe demos that will keep people coming back for more. Now, Alex is going to give you a quick overview of EatFresh.org. But first, we'd love to get a sense of your familiarity with the site. So we have another quick poll. So how familiar are you with EatFresh.org? You've never heard of it, but you've used the website a few times, or you love it and you use it with your clients frequently. Just a few more seconds and we'll stop the poll to share the results. So it looks like a majority of you love the website. Go ahead, Alex.
That's great. For those of you, it looks like small minority who are new to the website, this will be a great overview of how you can interact with the site for your organization and your clients. If you're already an active user, like 40% of you already are, thank you, and we hope you'll learn a few new things today. Millions of Americans struggle with health literacy. This number will continue to grow as our population ages. Limited or low health literacy skills can complicate already challenging health problems. This is where EatFresh.org comes in. Since 2013, EatFresh.org has been serving the California SNAP-Ed community. The site was created specifically for low-income California audience. Over the past 5 years, the project has grown thanks to the participation of over 300 partners just like you. EatFresh.org has evolved over the past 5 years through ongoing user testing at CalFresh offices, libraries, and community centers, and through partner and stakeholder feedback. We know that many of our users are still learning how to use the internet, and we do our best to make all of our online tools approachable, especially for older adult users who may just be beginning to use a computer and have lower digital literacy. Now let's take a look at the website. So we are going to be sharing our screen, and we're going to be doing a live demo, so we ask for your patience. Awesome. Martha said that she has used the website. She's made a chicken tortilla soup. That's fantastic. I agree. We do have some really great healthy desserts that are not just fruit, which is something that people always ask us about. Is how can I incorporate healthy desserts that are not fresh fruit? Great. So EatFresh.org is a multilingual, mobile-friendly recipe and chronic disease prevention website. The site is available in English, Spanish, and Chinese. The language switcher is on a desktop is in the upper right-hand corner. This feature comes in handy when you're presenting or working with clients that speak multiple languages. The majority of the website is translated, so you can provide the appropriate handouts for the appropriate people. Let's start with the homepage, where users can click on the CalFresh button to be directed to the appropriate application portal. As many of you might already know, there are some big changes coming to CalFresh. On June 1st, thousands of older adults who are currently receiving SSI may be eligible for CalFresh, given that they meet other requirements. We encourage you all to stay updated on these changes so you're able to help reduce food insecurity among older adults. You can also find WIC offices or information about school lunches for parenting grandparents and watch videos about the site. We encourage you all to share the How to Use EatFresh.org video on your homepage with your coworkers and clients to get them acquainted with the site. You can also sign up for our weekly email health tip on the homepage. We're going to show you an example of that in a moment. Thanks for your patience. Here's an example of an email tip. We pull content from our lifestyle pages and feature a recipe with it. This can be a helpful tool for your workplace if you'd like to share with your coworkers during a staff meeting or during a conversation with a client. All right, back to the website. Recipes are by far the most popular feature on EatFresh.org, accounting for 70% of total traffic. There are over 500 recipes on the website that are easy to make, tasty, healthy, and affordable on a limited budget. We have added a large number of new recipes over the past few years, and these delicious recipes reflect the incredible diversity of our California residents. Use the filters to find recipes from African, Middle Eastern, Native American, or Pacific Rim communities. You can also use the filters to make sure the recipe you are selecting is appropriate for your audience. Another way to access the recipes is by using the search bar if you have a specific ingredient or recipe in mind. When selecting a recipe to demo or suggest to older adults, we want to keep in mind a few dietary restrictions or physical limitations that participants might have. When working with older adults, I like to use the very quick and low added sugar filters. Very quick ensures that our clients will not be standing or making the recipe for more than 30 minutes. And low added sugar takes into consideration any clients with or at risk for diabetes and want to maintain healthy blood sugars. While we currently do not have a low added sodium filter, most recipes on EatFresh.org follow the CDC nutrition guidelines for being heart healthy. All recipe ingredients feature hover tips to suggest substitutions. This teaches the skill that cooking can be flexible and you can use what you have on hand rather than running to the store for a couple of ingredients. For example, the spring spread recipe calls for using fresh herbs, which a user might not have readily available. Instead of giving up on the recipe, they can check the hover tips and utilize something they have in their fridge or a dried herb in their pantry. This tip helps build cooking skills and instills more confidence in people that might be newer to the kitchen. It also helps those who may be unfamiliar with a particular ingredient. All recipe ingredients are linked to Discover Food pages through Hover Tooltips. If you click on the Read More About, you'll be linked to a relevant page. For example, carrots. These pages give an overview of the food or food group. You'll find photos, a basic food description, buying tips, storage tips to make the food last longer, basic preparation without a recipe, and the health benefits of the food. These pages are great to reference in a recipe demo to highlight a particular ingredient or to talk about seasonal produce that clients can purchase at a farmer's market or pick up at their local food pantry. You can use the toolbar on the top right to print these pages and use them as handouts, or you can share them via email or social media. We are going to click on the featured recipe. Similar to Discover Food pages, each recipe page has a sharing toolbar on the top. You can email recipes to yourself, coworkers, or family members, post them to your organization's social media, or print them for an outreach event or demo. When sharing the website with clients during a community event, you can ask participants to search for a recipe that looks good to them. Have them email or text the recipe to themselves so they can have it saved for later. You can adjust the yield of recipes to change how much food is made. This is a great feature for older adults who don't want to cook a lot of food at once, or you can encourage them to make larger batches of food to freeze for later. If you have a large workshop or a cooking event, you can use the double feature and the plus button as many times as you need to fit the number of people you want to serve. As you can see, Anna has a really big event for us. When selecting a recipe for a large group of older adults, you might want to consider the texture of the ingredients you are using. Be aware of ingredients that may be hard to chew or swallow, such as nuts or seeds. We encourage you all to try a recipe this week. Use the very quick recipe filter if you're short on time. Meal plans. Another great feature for older adults is the meal plan section. This section provides a complete shopping list of all the ingredients needed to make 3 to 5 recipes. This tool, along with the other meal plans in this section, encourages people to plan out their meals ahead of time, which can save money and reduce food waste. Moving on, the Ask a Dietitian feature allows our users to ask nutrition-related questions that Anna will answer. Anna cannot answer questions about specific health conditions, but can give practical suggestions and share resources. I think this feature is particularly important for older adults as they are often targets for fraud scams. We are a trusted source for information and will never try to sell any specific diet or food product. We keep users' information safe and do not ask for sensitive personal or financial information. This is a great place for clients to ask challenging questions related to their health. You can see previously asked questions and responses by topic. Check out the diabetes prevention or chronic disease prevention section as it might be appropriate for your client. Lifestyle pages provide actionable ideas on how to overcome common barriers. The format of these pages was built specifically with stages of change in mind. The page begins with a barrier statement, offers simple suggestions for moving through that barrier, and ends with a call to action that can be done within 48 hours. These pages can also be easily printed and shared using the toolbar. Use the filters on the bottom right-hand side to find relevant tips to the populations you are working with. Categories that we like to pull from are chronic disease prevention, specifically around high blood pressure, cooking, focusing on food safety, and shopping and budgeting. Similarly to how I utilize the Ask a Dietitian feature, you are able to look through the lifestyle pages by topic. This can be helpful if you are working with a particular group that might have specific barriers. For older adults, they might be interested in planning healthy meals and cooking for one. We're going to show you an example of what cooking for one can look like. And this might be an appropriate resource for you to share. We know that many of you wear multiple hats in your jobs, and being a nutrition educator might not be one of them. Let EatFresh.org be the expert that provides you with the information that's easy to understand and use. Clicking on My Local Resources will take you to a page of resources in your county. If your computer or smartphone is unable to detect your location, you'll see a list of counties where you can select the county you'd like to view. This is especially helpful if you are working with multiple counties, multiple clients who live in different areas. We list farmers markets that accept EBT, including those that participate in Market Match. Market Match, which goes by several names in California, is an incentive program where CalFresh clients receive extra money to buy produce at farmers markets. Details vary from site to site, but EatFresh.org will at least be able to help your clients find nearby markets that participate. If your clients want to learn more about CalFresh and their eligibility, use the button to be linked to the Get CalFresh homepage. We also list county offices and local food bank information. Please let us know if you have updates or things you would like to add to your county page. Send us comments directly on the website by clicking on the feedback tab on the lower right-hand corner. And this message will be sent directly to us if you see a mistake or you see something that you'd like to add to the website. We have another poll that we are going to be pulling up in just one moment. So we're going to end the screen share and we're going to ask you a few questions. Which feature on eatfresh.org are you most likely to use or refer to your clients? Recipes, meal plans, ask a dietitian, lifestyle, or my local resources?
Someone said they just made banana sushi roll today.
Awesome.
or for Healthy Snacks Day. That's great. Oh, thanks, Justin. Making the broccoli salad tonight. Way to go, Michelle.
Yum.
Tip. Teresa has a tip for guacamole. You have to search avocado. Ooh, yes.
Yes.
There's little tricky things in our search toolbar sometimes. Martha just discovered this feature. Her participants love it. Assisted using the food bank with limited. Oh, that's great, Martha. Kyle is featuring the carrot jicama orange salad for our older adult nutrition education event tonight.
Oh,
yes.
Tonight. They're really going to like it. That's one of our most popular recipes. Okie dokie. Awesome. So just like how we use our website, it looks like you guys are also reflected. 68% of you are going to be trying and referring the recipe section for your clients, which is fantastic. And we look forward to hearing about how you use these features and more to support older adults in your program. Anna is now going to share another great online resource, which is the EatFresh.org mini course.
Okay, thank you, Alex. The EatFresh.org mini course was inspired by feedback from our low-income audience and staff of partner organizations. We found that 71% of SNAP-eligible EatFresh.org users have never attended an in-person nutrition workshop. This indicated an unmet need in the California SNAP Ed program, so we built and launched the mini course in 2016. You can access the mini course by clicking on the button on the home page or by clicking the link in the top banner from any page on the website. This course can be a great way to encourage staff or volunteers to get to know the website. The mini course leverages the SNAP Ed content from EatFresh.org by covering a wide variety of nutrition and food resource management topics. This is a free online self-paced course with 15 topics that cover nutrition, cooking, and resource management basics. It's designed for adults and is available in English and Spanish, and it's also mobile friendly. In order to access the mini course, clients will create an account by providing a username, creating a password, and providing some additional demographic information. Your agency can also request a unique referral code in order to track client participation. Before beginning the course, we ask participants to fill out a short PreTest questionnaire, the check-in questionnaire. Once it's complete, the first 5 topics are unlocked. Users can take them in any order and track their progress as they go. The topics of nutrition basics are finding low-sodium foods using the nutrition label, how much sugar is in your favorite drink, do you eat the rainbow, can you identify these healthy whole grains, and easy meal makeovers. When the first 5 topics are complete, the post-test questionnaire called Nutrition Basics FollowUp must be completed before unlocking the first certificate of completion and the remaining 10 topics. Users can earn up to 3 certificates of completion, which can serve as a light incentive. Another resource we have is the EatFresh.org mini course for educators, which was created to support educators. Like the mini course, it's available in English and Spanish and is mobile friendly. The course covers topics that focus on different aspects related to leading efficient and effective classes using CalFresh healthy living messaging, adult learning theories, and facilitation best practices. The mini course for educators can be used as a training and technical assistant resource. Ideally, you can incorporate it into your facilitator or volunteer onboarding process. One important thing to note, to access the mini course for educators, enter the referral code TEACH when creating your account. It's the same referral code for all counties, programs, and organizations. If you're interested in learning more about how to implement the EatFresh.org mini course within different settings, please reach out to us. We'd love to share some best practices and create an implementation plan with you. Depending on your audience, the course can be a little tricky to implement. It is a way to offer a nutrition education class to clients who are not able to attend something in person, but it does require that the client has internet access and is motivated to take the course. We have had the most success with our older adult classes if we run the mini course as a group workshop. You can project the video on a larger screen and have multiple people watching the course at once. Some other best practices include having staff complete the mini course and the mini course for educators as part of a wellness challenge, or incentivize staff for completing the course. As we've mentioned, many of our partners promote the mini course with staff, especially those who do not have a background in nutrition. It provides a great overview of simple nutrition messages that are appropriate to share with our target populations. We have also found the mini course to be an effective tool for staff and volunteer training. We hosted a webinar on this topic last year and can share the link with everyone who registered today in our follow-up email. Pair the mini course lesson with a food component. If you have a place where clients are accessing computers, run a mini course lesson. People love food. If you run a 90-minute mini course class, try to add a taste test or a demo at the end so participants can eat and share their thoughts on the course. Pair the mini course lesson with an existing group or campaign. Sometimes it can be hard to drum up participation for a completely separate event. Our partners have found success with pairing a mini course lesson with an existing group or campaign. If the community center that you are working in has a computer lab, make sure to check the schedule, as you might be able to combine a mini course class with a computer literacy workshop. If you have any questions about accessing the course or running your own class, please reach out to us for further assistance. Now, Alex is going to cover how to utilize Leah's Pantry's resources in your work.
Thinking through the resources we've covered, how can you make the most of them? We've outlined general best practices and we'll dive deeper into each material in a moment. So, knowing the resources, we have found that EatFresh.org integration is strongest when the agency staff understand the site and use it frequently during interactions with clients. It's the same case with the mini course. When we know a resource, it's much easier to share with others. Share ways that you have used the website. It's much easier to imagine yourself using a resource if there's a personal connection attached to it. Think through integration and do so often. As you start preparing for a nutrition workshop, health fair, or community event, think about how you can integrate these resources into your work. How can they extend your reach as a coordinator or supervisor? How can they match the needs of your clients? Use resource supports that Leah's Pantry has created. Whether it's recipe cards, posters, or scripts, be sure to leverage the tools that we've already created to help you integrate EatFresh.org and the mini course into your work. If we don't have certain resources that you think would help you, please let us know. We'll cover the resources that we've already created in a few minutes. We have additional integration ideas. Prepare EatFresh.org dishes for staff functions. Our local county welfare department in San Francisco had a staff potluck, and they asked that all people prepare a dish from EatFresh.org. This is a fun way to use the site and try out the recipes. Not only are you becoming more familiar with the site, you are already becoming a dedicated user. Make EatFresh.org the homepage for any computer that clients can access. If you have a space where clients are accessing tablets or computers, open the browsers, and instead of Google or Bing coming up, put EatFresh.org as the landing page. The more people are exposed to the resource, the more likely they are to use it. Similarly, if you bring a tablet or laptop, to your health fair, make sure these computers are set up for landing on eatfresh.org. Save eatfresh.org as a bookmark on your phone and your client so it's easy to access. While it's not an app, it's designed to be mobile friendly. We have a guide that walks you through how to save the site as a bookmark so you can easily access the site. We will also include this link in our follow-up email. Share eatfresh.org via your agency's social media or any client-facing channels. Again, the more people that are exposed to the site, the more likely they are to use it. Not only that, add eatfresh.org logo or link directly to our website under your community or additional resources homepage. If you're looking for social media content, share content from our eatfresh.org Facebook page or Instagram feed. If you'd like additional social media support, email us directly and we will help you create the content that you need. Is there a digital sign in your lobby or community room? Make sure you include eatfresh.org as part of these digital announcements. Add the eatfresh.org logo to flyers or promotional materials that are advertising upcoming demos or events at your site. Are there any ideas that I'm missing? Are there ways that you've integrated eatfresh.org into your work that aren't covered on this list that I've shared? Please type in the chat box now.
We have more comments about our recipes. Marty Carmen made the cauliflower tacos with 2 of her classes and they loved it. Veronica says our recipes have been great and they've been able to hand them out to her Healthy Choice Ahead class.
Awesome.
That's so great feedback. Thank you, everybody.
We have a pretty active chat group and it sounds like a lot of you are already running a lot of demos or makings with your workshops. We really like to hear that. We love to hear the support and the positive feedback. We're going to wait another moment. Oh, fantastic. Janet, you include the recipes and link the site in your quarterly newsletter. That's a fantastic idea. Whether it's printed or it's emailed out, you can always add a link to eatfresh.org or even a logo. Fantastic. Ronnie, we can work with you about sharing our social media to your social media sites. And as I mentioned earlier, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook. So you can reach out to us or we can reach out to you about how we can make that happen.
Yeah, I'm glad Ronnie brought that up. I'm in the process of working on a EatFresh.org social media toolkit, so please stay updated on that.
Amy, thanks for the feedback. The pear mango salsa has been a hit.
Nice.
My feeling is that salsa is usually a hit, so I'm happy to hear that it's been popular. Oh, fantastic, Martha. Thank you. She has added the link to all of her education PowerPoint slides as a resource for more ideas. Yes, we'd love to hear that. We want to be a source for information and inspiration for all sorts of activities that people are doing. So we appreciate your support. If you have other ideas that come to you later, please feel free to email us. We just like to hear how our partners are using the website so that we can support you all better. And we love feedback.
Very dedicated users.
So we've talked a lot about EatFresh.org and the MiniCourse. We've talked about ideas for integration, and you all have responded with a lot of best practices. Now we want to share some additional integration resources that Leah's Pantry has already created. So we are going to switch back to screen share, which can take a moment. So thank you for your patience as we live demo one more time.
Okay, all of our resources can be found in the toolkit available on Leah's Pantry's website. A quick way to access these materials is to go on our eatfresh.org homepage and click on Resources for Providers. A quick side note that all of these materials are housed within Leah's Pantry's website, not eatfresh.org. eatfresh.org is our client-facing site. All partner-related information will always be on our organizational site. It's a bit confusing, so we always try to clarify that. Here are some examples of the resources we have available. I want to point out a few that can be helpful for your clients. Our cultural accommodation tips are print-ready sheets for accommodating different cultural food preferences, including Filipino, we have Russian, Somali, and Vietnamese, and many more. Another great resource is our Dietary Tip Sheets. These are also print-ready handouts, and they provide detailed information on different eating patterns, including diabetic, we have hypertensive and anti-inflammatory. We also have one for a high cholesterol diet, as well as a vegetarian and vegan eating pattern. A new guide that will be soon added to this section is the EatFresh.org recipes for older adults. So this one. Okay. We have been working with our partners at the Agricultural Institute of Marin and collected recipes that address the nutritional needs unique to older adults. Recipes we selected are low in salt and accommodate for those who have difficulty chewing. Older adults frequently occupy one or two-person households, so we also selected recipes that yield a small number of servings. Older adults may have difficulty withstanding for a long period of time and with chopping labor-intensive foods, such as winter squash or beets. Most of these recipes can be prepared in 30 minutes or less and feature ingredients that are easy to make. Check out these recipes for inspiration when preparing food for your next event. It just sounds like most of you are already. We're pasting the link in the chat box now, and we'll also include this in our follow-up email. Oh, Ronnie said, I'm sorry I missed where these resources can be found. This can be found on, let's go back. So when you go on eatfresh.org, you can find the resources here. So click on the homepage, Resources for Providers, and it'll take you straight to our integration toolkit with everything you can think of to implement EatFresh.org in our mini course with your work. So for those of you who are planning to promote the EatFresh.org mini course, we have getting started guides as well as 60 and 90-minute lesson plans. You can support your outreach efforts with promotional flyers. These are great to hand out to potential participants and can be customized with specific referral codes. So we're going to pull up just a few examples. So this is one you can customize with a referral code. We'll obviously customize the sample to something unique to your agency. Okay. So now Alex is going to lead us through some time for questions and answers.
Alrighty. We are going to open it up for questions, so please type your questions into the chat box now. I know earlier someone had a question about where they were getting these resources, and Anna gave you an example of going through the eatfresh.org portal. You can also go directly to our website, leaspantry.org, and there's an eatfresh.org section and a toolkit that scripts on how to give an eatfresh.org presentation. It has flyers, it has past webinars. We try to support you with as many resources as possible. So when we mention that if you don't see something that works for you, just let us know and we can create it. So we're going to give you guys a few more moments to type in a question if you have any.
When should we expect the recipes for older adults to be live? Ooh, great question,
That's
Janet.
a great question, Janet. So you are able to click the link that we provided in this chat box whenever you'd like. It's available now, and we're going to be emailing it to you when we send our follow-up email, and then it will also be available in that same toolkit section within the next few days. So you're able to click onto that link now and actually click into the recipes that are listed there. Looks like we have some other people typing. And this is not the end. If you don't get your question in now, we are always available. These are all really great resources. I agree. Thank you. Other sites that have great information? Ooh, that is a great question, a large question. So we like to rely on our partners at the USDA, so myplate.gov resources, as well as Champions for Change resources, and we have a lot of those partners listed that we took recipes from as well. So if you look at our recipe section, you can find where our recipes were originally published, and you can look at those sources for information as well.
If you're looking for research specifically for older adults that we've referenced to, we do also have a reference slide on our slides that if you want to dive in a little bit deeper about some of the topics that we touched on with older adults, you're welcome to review those as well, Ronnie.
And this will be provided in our follow-up email as well. We're going to be sending out the slides. It doesn't look like there are any more questions, but be sure to stay in touch with us. Email, call us if you have any other questions. We want to be a resource for you as you integrate these resources into your work. This webinar is funded by the USDA SNAP program, which is an equal opportunity provider and employer. We're going to leave our contact information up, so if you have any questions, please be sure to call or email us.
Alma says, thank you for the presentation, very helpful resources, and she loves the diabetic diets available.
Thank you so much for the positive feedback.
We have someone typing, Martha.
All right. Thank you all for your time today. Goodbye.
And hope to hear from you all soon. It looks like